In this tutorial, we're going to learn about how to use 2D design or 2D TechSoft. If you go to the left hand side of your desktop and double click on this icon here, 2D design, you'll have this open up in front of you. Now this instruction box here you don't need, so click off of it and you'll end up with a drawing page. Now this is like drawing with a pencil on a normal piece of paper, as simple as this. First of all, we need to set up the page to the size we want it. This comes as a default size. I think it's about 420 millimeters by 420. What we need to do is set this up to the size of our laser cutter bed, because whatever we send from here we can have cut on the laser cutter, and we don't want it to go too big. Okay, so we go to setup, we go to drawing, layout, click on that, and you won't get this box. It's just because we're not attached to a printer. You'll go straight into this box here. Click on user defined, and what we need to do is change the material size to 600 by 300. In fact, I think it's 500 now, because we've changed the size of our laser bed. So it's 500, and the same here, 500 by 300, and then we just OK it. Okay, did you see the size of that paper change? Now we know whatever we fit on this page will fit into the laser cutter. I'm going to take you in this first tutorial around some of the drawing tools and the tools over onto the right hand side. Once you've learnt these, you'll find that drawing on 2D TechSoft is really easy. Okay, first of all, let me tell you about the grid. You can see these dots here. Perhaps if we zoom in, you'll see them a bit clearer. Okay, those dots are 10 millimeters, 1 centimeter apart. If you're on gridlock, every time you start to draw, let's pick up the square, gridlock, you'll see that it sticks to those dots. Okay, so that square I've just drawn is 10 millimeters, 1 centimeter. If you go on step lock, you'll notice that it doesn't really stick to any of the dots. That's because its step lock is sticking to dots, invisible dots, 1 millimeter apart. So each time it sticks there, it will be 1 millimeter apart. Okay, so if you look down on the bottom line now next to the word reference, you'll see it's changing by 1 millimeter at a time as I move this down here. If you look in this reference bar, when I start moving around, whether I'm drawing or not, it moves the measurements by 1 millimeter at a time. Okay, so that's what that does. Just to see what this grid is set up to, all you need to do is right click on that grid bar and you'll see grid spacing 10 millimeters and step spacing 1 millimeter. You're as good as leaving it like that. Don't need to change that. Okay, let's delete this because we don't want those on there. Right, this is the line tool, the same as you would get on Word. You draw lines, easy, diagonal lines, straight lines. You'll know when it's dead straight because all the steps come out of it. Like so, see the steps in the lines and all the steps come out of it. Okay, you can cross lines. You can even, once you've drawn a line, go back up here and select, click on there, and then go to property. You can type in the length of the line that you want. So let's say we want that line to be 55.4 millimeters. Make that millimeters rather than meters. Okay, update it and watch the line move to the right size when I OK. Okay, so we can change the measurements by selecting the property, which only comes up in this corner here when you actually select the line. Okay, so property. Good. Now, there's a circle tool. You can draw circles. There's the rectangular tool, so you can draw rectangles. Okay, there's this tool here, which is basically a wiggly line tool. Okay, you can draw wiggly lines, and the smaller the times when you click the button, the smaller the circle, or the shape of the wiggly line. Or you could stretch it right over here and get your wiggly line. And to come off of that, you have to double click, then you're free from it. Okay, if you press and hold, left click and hold, you'll get all of these other different instructions. These will become more apparent, and you'll see us using these more as we move into the different projects. This one here also, you can get triangles. Click and hold, you'll get triangles. Okay, so we can have a nice triangle shapes there. Click and hold, you'll get elliptical shapes. So it starts off, you can stretch it out as an ellipse. Okay, click and hold this one still, and you've got these polygons. Now polygons will come up and ask you a number of sides, the start angle, everything else, which you can play about with to your heart's content. Okay, once you've got it stretched out, you can also twist it round to where you want the angles to be. Okay, right, now once we've got this far, we need to think also about this one here, which is a contour setting. Now a contour setting will allow you, once you've drawn a triangle, to draw another triangle inside it, or a circle to draw another circle inside it. So let's draw a circle or something just away from the other shapes. And we'll go to the contour tool, and you'll see there's several contouring tools in there. The one that does the closed contour, which will do the whole shape, is the first one. So we pick on that and we get a choice. Let's do it. So let's set it so it does the next circle at 1 millimeter inside, or 1 millimeter inside or outside if we wish it to go outside. Okay. This other one that you'll use probably quite a bit is this one here, which is the parallel line contour. So that won't take the whole shape, that will just take a line up to a certain point where it's crossed over. Let's keep it at 5 millimeters, and let's do this line here. It does the whole line. This will do probably from here round to here. Okay, it's where the lines are made up from. So you'll use that quite a bit. Okay, that's set at 5 millimeters. You can have some fun with that. Okay, now the other part of the drawing package that you'll use an awful lot will be the delete button. Now the delete button is over here, and again you can click and hold and you'll pick up any of the delete symbols. Now delete any will take away a whole line from start to finish, or a whole shape from start to finish. Let's undo that because I'll probably use that again. Okay, so delete any will take a whole shape away. So from beginning to end, if I delete any, it will take that whole line out. If we watch here, the whole line's gone. Let's undo that and leave that back in. You can only undo one step. Okay, let's go on to delete between the nearest two intersections. Always used to be delete segments, which was easier to say, but that's basically what it does. It deletes a segment between two intersections. So like we deleted this whole line before, if I press delete here, it will just take the line away from this point to the next point it's touching, so there, like so. If I want to take part of this away, if I press delete here, it will take from that point to this point. So therefore we can now start making shapes within shapes. Okay. We can say, right, we like this idea, we don't want that one there. We'd like this part of the rectangle, but we don't want that one there. Okay, and remember this line completely disappeared when I clicked delete any. Click there, it will delete from here to here. Or click here and it will delete from there all the way around to there, but it doesn't actually take the whole line away. Okay, this one will take just part of the polygon away. So you could do, if you wanted, every other step in the polygon. Okay, good. Right, this last one here is this delete one here, and this one works about the same. The lasso, you draw a line all the way around like a lasso, you lasso what you want to delete. This delete objects in a box. If you click on that, anything within the box that you draw will get deleted. Okay, you get an option, fully enclosed, so if your object is fully enclosed it will delete it, if it's not it won't, or enclosed and crossing, so if your box was over crossing this line here it would still delete what it's touching. Let's get OK with that, and now you've got a clean drawing page to start on. Okay. What I think you should do now is look at your next tutorial, and that's a tutorial on your LED torch, and we'll try and take you through your LED torch from start to finish.